this generation has the least amount of sex and shows the most out of anyone. And part of the reason why is
maximum amount of people you've bonked in one day.
22. That was at spring break.
Wow. Okay.
That was a sore night, to be
I was
honest.
gonna say, that's exhausting. So can you talk us through that? Like, what happened? How was that set up?
Yeah, so I basically shared my hotel room online.
Yeah.
So I was like, look, this is the room I'm staying in. Like, just come and queue up. And I'll see as many of you as possible, like, whilst I'm here. Because when I went to spring break, loads of guys was like, oh, I've messaged you to film with you. And I couldn't get through, like, all of the messages. Like, and I've said before, like, I've only got so many holes and so much time. Like, I physically could not film with everyone I wanted to. Mm-hmm. So on the last night, I was like, right, I'll just let them queue up. I'll just go one after the other. Yeah. And that's basically what I did.
And so how long from start to finish did that all take?
So I think I put the post at about 6 p.m. their time. And, like, we finished, it must be like 4 or 5 a.m.
What? That's insane.
And it was so funny because, like, during the videos you hear people knocking on the door, like you hear like other groups of lads outside
waiting.
Yeah.
Was there like a queue outside the hotel?
Yeah.
Isn't that great? You know what? I see a businesswoman right there. She's an adult actress. You know what they say these people in America aren't hardworking. In Australia, apparently they work hard. So just to reframe here, she basically she was in some place, I don't know, Los Angeles, wherever it was. She told all these adult actors her hotel room number.
Oh, it was spring break. It wasn't just adult actors. It was like,
and they queued up and filmed with all of them. Mm-hmm. And I don't know how to feel about this. I don't know. What do you guys think? What do you think?
Wonderful. That's a lot of content for her. Like,
that seems like, but no, it's
and
like
that was hard work.
You know what I'm saying? Like, but that's the thing. You do all your content in one day, and then you can like relax afterwards.
Done for the month.
That sounds
Next
incredible.
2 months.
What do you think?
How do you get good quality content doing that much in like 12 hours?
You know why? Because here's the way it works. The guy who's fucking you, the one behind him in line, holds the camera. So that way you get better angles. You see how it works? Doesn't that sound great?
I mean, that's a lot. That's a lot in one night. I would be exhausted. I don't know if I would have the energy for that.
At what point would you be exhausted? 22, obviously. Where are we talking? 14? Where would you be exhausted?
After 2 hours, probably.
2 hours?
2 hour mark.
2 hours you'd be exhausted. What do you think, man?
Bro, I mean, this is wild. Like, okay, what do I even say, bro? I mean, we don't have only in India, but it's sort of like picking up now. This hasn't gotten there, but I think 5 years this is going to be there, and I don't think this is going to be good for society. Like, can this be good for society?
No.
I mean,
I'm going to get to that in a little bit.
Okay, good content. Wait, I mean, hustle, everything. Props to her.
Hey, bro,
but
I'm kidding. I'm not serious about that. I'm totally kidding. What do you think about this?
Good for her.
That's what I'm saying. That's how they do it in Poland. They just tell y'all to go ahead. Stacey, what do you think about this?
Yeah, even though I disagree with her, she's on the thotty side for me. I would never do it, even though, again, that's how horny some women are. And
yeah, I don't think horny had anything to do with that.
I think so.
Anything whatsoever.
I don't think a woman would do that unless she was as horny as my imagination.
I think sex goes in a different part of her brain.
I'm telling you, as a woman. She's a horny girl. That's a horny female.
For like the first 15 minutes, and then afterwards, it's just like whatever.
And she just likes, she just likes sex. That's probably
out of 22 guys. How many times do you think she got off in that whole series?
Jesus Lord, I'm hoping with that. I hope she got off a lot
Twice.
Because if she didn't, I don't know why she's doing all that.
Really? What do you think?
I would say 0. Well, we're with OnlyFans and stuff like that. You're going to get these outliers. You're going to get the ones that are like totally off the charts, crazy. She's monetizing it. Australia again becomes famous.
So here's the funny thing: she's monetizing having sex with other people. I remember when that was an outlier. Doesn't seem like it anymore.
Yeah, she'll be running for parliament.
That's my point. Australia. She is going to be the prime minister of Australia in a couple years. Absolutely. What do you think, Frenchie?
I think she had a goal and she achieved it. Whatever
goal
that is.
That's like a military objective.
I don't think it was. Yeah, I don't agree it was for her being horny. Maybe she was just like, hey, you know what? I'm gonna have sex with 22 guys, and she's like, bam, bam, bam. I don't think she got off much, but
I totally agree with Frenchie.
I think she was just like, let's just do it.
So
why not?
Here's the actual question. She wanted to do that. That's fine. And by the way, the difference between 22 and 6 to her, what is the difference? No difference whatsoever. It's not the girl. It's not the girl that I'm actually having questions about. It's motherfucker number 6, 12, 14, 18, 21. What the fuck are you doing with your life? That like you can see all these other dudes in there, bro. There is no way. I talked to girls before who do adult content, and they were talking about doing gangbangs or getting a bunch of dudes to show up or whatever. And they're like, I can never get them to show up because guys don't want to do that. I don't understand how guys like I've never done a devil's threesome. I'm sorry, maybe I'm a prude. It's usually like there's only 2 balls, 4 walls. Like that's the way I see it, right? And I don't really understand this concept. Like I'm look at all the guys from MMO. I'm just imagining all the guys here, and they're just lined up. Like, at what point, if you're a dude, do you say, "Hey,
It's like the Eiffel Tower,
3 before me tonight, 3, 4 before me tonight. I'm number 22." Like, what the fuck is going on in your life? So, like with her, it's like she's chosen her career. And you want to know something? I bet she got paid. I bet you this girl is going to be worth 7, maybe 8 figures at some point from doing this. But these dudes who are doing this is like, really? 22? Bro, there's no way. You know, even I wouldn't even want to be number 1. Could you imagine being number 1 and then they're just banging on the door like, "Hey, we're ready to fuck now"?
You're viewing it as a number and not the length of time as an adult entertainer. So
That she did 11 hours.
But yeah, if you were to have like a marathon with one person for 11 hours, what's the difference between that and a multitude of partners?
From her standpoint,
as an
there's none,
entertainer?
except for her pH balance is like a 14 at this point. You know what I'm saying?
She needs some boric acid.
Her vagina at this point could melt lead.
That's a
you
good
understand what I'm
observation
saying?
because there's 22, 11 hours, right? That means 1 every half hour.
Yeah, that sounds right. That's actually. Oh, I see what she's her price.
And that's all she has to work in, like, for what amount of?
Oh, I don't know how much money she made, but she has content. She probably took a couple
You know,
months off.
it's interesting how we refer to like sex as content now. It's a product. It's a widget to sell. We don't. Hey, you want to do some content
It
together?
is scary though.
Right.
Like I'll talk to a girl. She's like, "I'm gonna go create content," and it's like, "Are you filming with your Pomeranian or are you f***ing yourself with a pole?" I don't know what create content means anymore. It's so frightening if I talk to girls, they got to create content. And I'm like, "So you're going to have sex with 3 dudes at the same time, or you're going to talk about real estate? What does that mean?" I don't know what that means anymore.
Oh, and right about
this generation.
I didn't cheat on you, honey. I just produced content.
I produce content. This generation shows more and has sex less.
Yeah.
Than any of the we're talking about.
We are over eroticized.
Going back to like World War I.
This
This generation has the least amount of sex and shows the most out of anyone. And part of the reason why is there was a somewhat of an exchange. Women would get attention from the opposite sex, but being around them, they would have sex with those men. Now women can get massive amounts of attention from the opposite sex and never have to meet them. And so because of that, the amount of sex is much, much less than what was happening, say, Woodstock, that generation.
I was just going to say, with the 22 body count for the female in one night, like I think that one of the problems with this generation is, are we just forgetting that bacteria through sexual partners multiplies at an exponential rate? Like it's like
it multiplies, it might breed, but I don't know about multiplies at exponential
it does.
rate.
2 words:
sexual bacteria.
hydrogen peroxide.
Yeah. You have to use a lot and be extremely careful because it's
so many
sexual things that you
number.
can do.
If you're number like 19, like the condom's melting off because her pH balance is like acidic at that point. Am I wrong? Did I say something wrong? Did I get the science wrong here? Huh?
There probably weren't condoms, but
that's a good point.
A bidet
That's safer,
would be very
obviously.
helpful, and some antibacterial soap in this instance.
Well, just full disclosure, the not the one who was answering.
I thought I was going to say, just full disclosure, I was 17.
Yeah, I was number 17. No, I was going to say is those 2 girls are like basically their partners. Like they it's not any shot. The one who was doing the interviewing, her name is Annie Knight. She's the one who was their kind of like tag team off of each other. She's done her own, marathons as well. So the content is the content for the pornography, but it's also the content of the outrage brokership or the bait that we're sitting here talking about. How can you believe somebody fucked 22 girls?
You guys
like, come on.
I'm not he and I are not the slightest bit outraged by this girl wanting to have sex with 22 people. Absolutely not. Do whatever the you want. I'm confused why the men would have done it. That's what's confusing to me. Like, why would you do that? Now, have you ever set up any kind of content where people are filming the stuff that they're doing at some of these sex parties?
We don't do content. Yeah,
it's all NDAs
it's all
before.
Private.
Can I ask you a question? So this is what I've seen before because I used to go to Hedonism every year for Paradise Challenge. There was always like swinger events going on at the same time, and I noticed one of 2 configurations: either old men or rich men. So there's older couples that were not very attractive, or wealthy men with prostitutes. That's kind of the 2 main configurations I saw. Is that what you saw too?
Oh yeah, 100%.
Yeah, that's why I generally didn't want to go to the swingers party.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah, I'm sorry. I thought that was interesting. Okay, cool. Just making sure that wasn't crazy.